A very good afternoon. Thanks for clicking on to Vogan's European Outlook. It's Monday, it's a new week, and we are about to edge out the month of September. One of the warmest months of September on record for the British Isles, and we're ending certainly on a very different note to what we've had most of the month. We're pretty much back in a washing machine of wind and rain, and temperatures, while not dramatically below normal by any stretch, in fact, we're probably going to be kind of at or maybe just a fraction below normal over the next few days. It's been that warm that this is feeling distinctly colder than what in a sense could be made out to be, because of the fact that we had temperatures yesterday in the nearly the mid-20s across the north of Scotland, for example. But low pressure and firm control. We had a very significant cold front move through. It's continuing to push through, as you can see here off the current chart. We had some line convection there, kind of eastern England into East Anglia, some intense rainfall at that, as of course the warm, humid air is fueling this line of convective activity here as it pushes east. But certainly the atmosphere has been truly cleaned out. As you can see here, these were the temperatures, just an hour or so ago on the left-hand side of the chart versus the exact same time pretty much yesterday. Temperatures up to 23 degrees in Tain, 4 above July's normal, and 6 above the September normal. Now, by the way, that September normal of 6 degrees above would probably actually be closer to about 8 degrees, based on the fact that we're about to move into the month of October here. So quite an amazing warmth for so late in the season. But low pressure, like I say, firmly in control now. We're going to see waves of heavy rainfall and wind sweeping across the UK, as a lot of this energy and weather kind of rotates around an area of low pressure to the west of the British Isles here. So, you can see here as I skip through the loop what takes place here. Got one system clears out, we get another system moving in. That's going to be the general story. But what is actually quite interesting is, if you notice here, we've got a smaller embedded area of low pressure within the larger area of low pressure that sweeps through. This would be during the course of tomorrow, may have another spell of intense rainfall, strong and gusty winds associated with that as well. Then the next feature moves in from the west here, and you get the general idea. We've literally just almost like flicking a switch went from summer to autumn across the UK. So I'm sure it'll be welcome for some, unwelcome for others. Then as we push through, and this is quite interesting, towards the end of the week, another feature pushes in. There's nothing unusual about that based on what we've got. But you notice here that we have an area of low pressure that moves in. Now this is off the JFS. One model run is going to change in terms of strength, position, track. But it's interesting how it develops an area of low pressure at the base of the trough, deepens it over the English Channel, down to 972 millibars, tightly compact, so intense winds, possibly gale force, even severe gale force, pushes through the north of France with a trailing frontal boundary, which I'm sure would produce some very intense thunderstorm activity as well. And the system kind of rattles through, and then we're kind of left with a legacy of high pressure to the west, low pressure to the east, and a northerly airflow here coming in. So quite an interesting scenario. Of course, this is over a week away. So in a sense, you take this, of course, with a pinch of salt. But it's interesting what the models are at least indicating, at the very least anyway here. So also on Twitter, I'll show you just the latest tweet that I put out. It was actually Ian Cameron, who tracks snow patches across Scotland, that tweeted actually and kind of prompted me to kind of issue this tweet. But reports of snow now in the Cairngorms, that is the first time this season so far. and the modelling is indicating a little bit more in the way of snow over the Highlands, over the Cairngorms in the coming days, of course, as colder air gets recycled as it crosses the Atlantic from Greenland in the next several days here. So this is actually the chart of the GFS snowfall wise for the next 384 hours, which takes out the middle portion of October. So nothing, obviously nothing out with the mountains, but certainly at least it's a reminder that autumn is now here and should be producing stuff like this. We shouldn't be getting the kind of warmth that was seen yesterday across the UK. This is the CFSV2 weeklies. This is the 500 millibar height anomalies. Very firm area of low pressure extending from Iceland to the UK. Of course, we're going to have a series of frontal systems pushing through associated with that trough. Then week 2, if you notice here, we've still got the trough, still got an Atlantic type pattern across the UK here overall. And then, as you can see here, by the time we reach the middle and latter half of October, looks as if the high, seen by the model at least, is trying to build back into the UK here. But it looks as if it's going to be a wet first half of October, folks, and that's going to be interesting to see how long this kind of trophy Atlantic unsettled weather continues as we go forward here. So please hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel if you can, and let's continue to follow this interesting weather pattern as we move in towards the winter season of 21-22. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.